guitar turned out so good. So good. I tuned it up last night. And I just can't say enough about this neck. This neck is so sweet. It really is. So just some, I mean, this is like, that's open. That's kind of like your basic, if this was E, which is not, but that would be like your E minor. Then you'd have like your A7, you can see that. B minor, B major, B7, E7. There's Hendrix chord. So the chords are pretty cool. They kind of work on it. These two strings are the same, but it's these two. So now you have this. You got these sixths that so like there, that's just 151. So it's hard to tell where the tonal center is on it. Is it there? Is it here? That's what kind of makes the tuning kind of cool. And then you got, so what chord is that? You just don't know. Yeah, kind of cool. It's that sixth that gives it just like a little bit different feel, and then it revolves. Then you're playing chords with like 2 notes instead of 3 or 4, and then I think it gives the ear just the direction, then becomes part of like what the intent of the songwriting was, rather than like exactly what you're hearing. God, when I was intonating it, I mean, God, sometimes you gotta measure twice, man. So I don't know why I was talking about the intonation, and I was getting sharp, and you just think sharp is big, flat is smaller, so I don't know why I decided it was sharp, so I have to come down, but no, it's sharp, you have to go back. So I went and got longer screws right here, routed out this thing, went to the store, came back, did all this stuff, put it in, bring it up, and it was worse than it was before. And then it hit me like, oh, idiot! You got to extend it if I'm reading sharp on my tuner. So I had to put the old screws back in, brought it back out, because I was reading sharp. When I was pushing here, I was reading sharp. So obviously this has to be bigger. Yeah, that's just weird. That was kind of disheartening. I went through all that stuff and then realized you make a mistake on it. But you just got to think things through, man. Sometimes your mind grabs a hold of something that you think is like a truth, and you just run with it. And then you realize later, oh, I made an assumption without double checking things, or at least just thinking things through. So I plugged that hole. I got to varnish it up. I'm going to get probably a bar to hold the strings down here rather than just these 2 things there. And then there was 6 for 6 strings, and I plugged the holes and then re-drilled them for 5. So everything comes out clean, everything comes out smooth. I mean, it's solid. I'm kind of surprised, because there's a lot of real sensitive fine tunings you have to do to get your nuts in shape, to get the neck right, to get the tuning. So I don't know if I just got lucky, or I know what I'm doing. So we'll find out on the next one. But man, this thing's really, really sweet.